Hi there, I'm Gretchen Sanders with Texas A&M AgriLife Extension, and I am the Blanco County Extension Agent, Family and Community Health. And today we're going to do a very quick activity. We're going to make our own butter. So I'm going to show you just how to do it. Now, when I was a kid, I remember using a mason jar in preschool, and everybody had a little bit of cream in their jar, and we all stood around and we shook our jars, and we all had our own little butters that we made. You can actually buy a countertop butter churn for your kitchen if you'd like to. Check those out online. But we're going to use the stand mixer today, and I'm going to use my nice whisk attachment. And all I'm going to do is pour 2 cups of heavy cream into the bowl of my stand mixer. And we want to make sure to get every little bit in there. And then I'm going to load my whisk attachment. Now, some of this might splatter out. I'm sure you've had that in your kitchen. If you followed me in my videos, I always spill flour and sugar everywhere. But if you will take a towel and just drape it around your mixer and just hold it at the top, then you can avoid all those splatters getting everywhere. So I'm gonna run this until I have heavy cream, and then I'll show you what that looks like. All right, so my mixer's been going for a few minutes, and what I have now is some, well, I always take that off backwards. But I now have some delicious heavy cream, or I'm sorry, whipped cream would be good on a pound cake with some strawberries. But we're gonna keep on going with our mixer until we have butter. So I'm gonna put this back on and load up my attachment, and whoops, we're gonna go again. All right, my mixer has been going for quite a while, and I'm gonna take that out and show you just what this looks like. So we, as it was going, I watched it go from whipped cream to like a really thick cream. And then all of a sudden you'll notice that the buttermilk starts to splash out, and then you've got butter. So what we're gonna do now is we want to make sure that we keep the buttermilk, because that can be used for something else really good. So we're going to pour, actually I'm gonna do it this way so it doesn't splash, but I'm gonna just scrape all of this yummy butter, and I'm gonna show you in just a second. So what I have set up here is a bowl, and you can see that it's capturing all the buttermilk. You really need a fine mesh strainer here. Do you hear that? It's all pouring out. If you don't have a strainer like this, use cheesecloth, but I wouldn't recommend a colander, because you want to keep all of these butter solids, because that's the good stuff, right? So I'm just taking a big spatula and I'm pressing it down. Now you can probably see that it's lighter in color, or actually lighter in color than butter that you would buy at the store. It's a little more yellow than the heavy cream, or the cream that we put in. If you've ever read Little House on the Prairie, you know that they would actually color their butter with a little bit of cooked carrot, and you can do that with grated carrot. You can cook it on the stove top with about a 1/4 cup of milk. It doesn't take much, and you can add that milk to your cream before you start. All right, so I've been kind of scraping this, and I've got most of the buttermilk out, and of course, whoops, it's still coming out. Okay. So as I push, I can really get more out. All right, I'm gonna even like kind of flip that over a little bit. Okay, so I think we're good now. We have beautiful buttermilk. I might see if my son is here. Of course, he's home. And I think what I'm gonna do is try to get him to make a pound cake later with this buttermilk. I think that sounds good. All right. Oh, we're still getting more out. So this could take just a few minutes, y'all. And as you do that, you'll feel the butter, of course, it's getting drier and drier, and you're left with that butter solid. Okay. So we want to make sure, getting all that out, right? All right, so what I'm going to do now is take all of this and I'm going to put that into another bowl. Now is the time where you can add salt. I'm going to leave that right there. So,
Can I put it in?
Yes. So Jake is going to put that in. Go ahead. All right, so we put in just a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay, good.
I helped.
Okay, good. He helped. And we're just going to use our spatula to kind of mash that into our butter. You can add other things to your butter, like herbs, anything to make it look pretty, like parsley or taste really good. Chives would be really good here. All right. So now we've got a bowl of butter. I'm going to keep adding and mixing in some things and then put it into a butter dish. It will stay in the refrigerator for 1 to 2 weeks. So I hope you enjoyed this. Next, I'm going to make my own peanut butter. So stick with us. Hi guys, we're going to do one more activity and we are going to make peanut butter. How does that sound? I know I could not have raised my kids without a little bit of peanut butter. Sometimes it just makes a good meal, right? It's a very inexpensive protein and it fills you up. So let's try making homemade, okay? So all we need is 2 cups of peanuts, and these are actually dry roasted. I would say that you could probably use any kind. The honey roasted would be delicious. But I'm gonna put these in my food processor. All right, those are in, and I'm going to turn that on and mix that up, and I'll be back with you in just a second. All right, so let's look at what the peanuts look like now. We've just been, I've been pulsing them in the food processor for a few minutes, and now they just like look kind of like gravel. So we're gonna go for a few more minutes. All right, at this stage, it's really starting to kind of clump together. You can even see it through the container there. It's really getting to that point where it's getting creamy. So we want to keep going though, because it's not just the way that we want it with that spreadable consistency. So I'm going to turn it back on. Okay, and very quickly from what I just showed you to now, we have creamy peanut butter and it looks really good. All right, so take a look at that. Doesn't that look great? And it was so easy. What I'd like to do now is add in some flavor. So we are gonna put in a little bit of our local honey. I love honey, it's one of my favorite foods. The recipe calls for 1 to 2 tablespoons, so we're gonna do 2, right? We want the most of that honey in there. All right, so that's going in. All right. Got a spatula to stir that in. And then you can also add in salt to taste. And I'm also gonna get a clear bowl so y'all can see it and see how it looks. All right. Whoops. All right, so that is our freshly made peanut butter. It looks delicious and I can't wait to try it. Thanks for joining me today to learn fun activities like making butter and making peanut butter. I hope that you will post your comments below about your experiences making both of these, and I'm also gonna post the recipes. So have fun, see you soon, but not too soon.